Welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally going to get this STI started after 4 years. So in the last episode you saw that we got everything buttoned up. We even got it cranked over a few times, but just with the age and mileage of that starter, we are suspecting the starter is bad. So on my car, when we did the swap, I had a similar issue. After the swap was completed, the starter only worked 2 or 3 times, and it actually gave out shortly after that. This might even be our starter right here. The starter hasn't arrived yet. Today's Monday, and we are expecting the starter to arrive. Like I said, this could be it here. That's all that we need to get this car back up and running and get our first start in. So, all right, live action, starter just arrived. So we're gonna get this thing thrown in. I'll get you guys set up on the time lapse. We gotta get the intercooler taken off, and we will get it jacked up because I do think it'll be easier if we just have it jacked up, have access to top and the bottom. But let me get you guys set up. We'll get this starter thrown in. All right, so we just got the starters taken off. You can see nice and crusty over there and fresh, brand new over here. So we're gonna get this thrown in. We're almost done. We'll get this started up in just a minute. All right, so we are all buttoned up. New starter is in. Everything's put back together. Intercooler's on. Starter is plugged in. So we just unhooked the crank position sensor again. So we're gonna get the car turned over. We're gonna build some oil pressure. Then we'll get our first start in. All right, so to catch you guys up, it's been about 2 weeks since I was last over here. That starter that we put in was actually bad. So just to recap, this was a lot of craziness to get to this point. The starter we got brand new, bad. We brought it to the store, they tested it. The arm never came out, or the arm doesn't come out. So it was a bad starter that we got right out of the box. They ordered a new one for us. Before they gave it to us, they tested it in store for us. So we know it's a good starter now. We put it all back together and we were still having the same intermittent starting issue where it would turn over 3 or 4 times and then the relays would click. So we ended up buying new terminals. That kind of fixed it, but then kind of made me lean towards that we were having some sort of electrical issue with our main power wire that goes from the positive on the battery to the starter and then to the alternator. There's just a little bit more corrosion on it than I liked. And like I said before, car's been sitting for 4, almost 5 years. The motor went down in 2020. It's December 13th, it's Friday, 2024. So almost 5 years this car has been down. But we got the new power cable on and it actually turned over a few times. So I ended up just pulling my car up, hooked it up to the battery, and I'll get you guys set up. We'll get a couple cranks in. The crank position sensor is unplugged, so it won't actually start. We're trying to build oil pressure, make sure there's oil throughout, like all of the oil passages. It's a brand new engine, so once we have oil pressure built, we will plug that sensor in and then we will finally get our first start in. So let me get you guys set up. Let's get this started. Let's go. go. Stop, 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 stop. You can see what's underneath this. Jeez. It's a lot.
Ready?
Ready. All right, so after that last clip, as you can see, we have a major issue with that motor. So it doesn't look like it's like a head gasket issue or anything. If you look at that clip again, you can see a crack in that case on the head, the casting on the head. And that like oil fitting that we were looking at there, where I thought the oil was originally coming from, I was like, oh, we just gotta swap out the copper O-rings or the copper washers, it will be good to go. But upon further inspection, it's actually cracked, like where that bolt goes in, it's cracked on the side. Not really sure how that happened. When I first got to the car, obviously that was already assembled as far as like the long block. So not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if there was like a crack in like while they machined it, or if it was dropped, or not really sure what's going on there. But that kind of puts the end to working on that car for a while, because there's no way for us to fix that issue. The motor has to be pulled again, head needs to be taken off, inspected, and probably replaced with a brand new, well, maybe not brand new, but you can get a used head and we should be able to slap it on that. But that will definitely put on the back burner. I'm not sure when he wants to do that, but that's just the situation that we're in currently for that. But next week, we're going to be back working on our 22 WRX. Over here at the bench, I have our new part for next week. That's going to be our high pressure fuel pump from IAG. And hopefully this goes pretty smooth. Now, they do say that there's no tune required for this, but we are going to be getting retuned by Mikey once this gets installed. But we will talk more about this next week. But this will be our video coming up soon. Until next time, see you guys.